Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Tuesday, June 25th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. Doesn't have to be the best, but better is fine. And sometimes we try to bring you what is, in our mind, an important concept to conquer. And tonight we are doing just that, because at Jill on Money Live, that is our subscription service, we will be talking about Social Security. Now, you have to be a member of Jill on Money Live. Remember, that costs $35 for an entire year. So if you would like to join us, if you want to be part of this, like what I think is a growing and exciting community, you click on the JillOnMoney.com website, you go scroll down a little bit, and it says join now. Because for tonight, we are going to be talking about Social Security with an expert named Heather Schreiber. She's amazing, and we are going deep into the Social Security system. You can only join if you're a member of Jill on Money Live. $35, you'll get the Heather webinar, 3 more, the back catalog, all the special video content that lives behind the paywall. It's all there for you. So check it out, and I'm excited. I know I'm getting very I have a whole bunch of questions, Mark. Can you believe it? You know, I never prepare for that in a big way, but I have a lot of questions for Heather, and I'm sure that everyone else does as well. Now, if you've got a question about your own financial life, about when to claim Social Security or anything else going on, go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and just click the Contact Us button. If you would like to join us live, you check the box. Mark does everything else. And today we are joined by Brandon in the Bay Area. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Jill. Hi, Mark. How are y'all doing today?
We are great. What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I've obviously been listening to the show for about a year and a half, 2 years now, and I've just really enjoyed all the knowledge and insight that I've picked up. For me, in my specific situation, I'm 29 years old, so I'm rather young and in my early and on in my investing career, and I have a lot of cash on the sidelines. I have in a savings account about $60,000 in just a savings account at a big bank that's really not doing a whole lot for me right now, obviously, with the interest rates being as high as they are. But I've just I felt not nervous, but just not knowing where to go with those funds or with that money. Mm-hmm. Because I generally don't need it right now.
I like that. I like not needing it. That's good. So
yeah.
Let me ask a few more questions, Brandon,
sure,
before we get into this cash. So you're 29 years old and you're living on your own. You don't live with your parents or anything like that?
That's correct.
Okay. And you rent right now?
That's correct.
How much is your rent?
Only $1,600.
Oh, that's pretty good for the Bay Area.
It's very good. It's a very, very good value, actually.
That's great. And how much do you earn?
I'm earning about $80,000 currently as a PE teacher at a middle school.
You're a gym teacher?
I am a gym teacher.
So those were my favorite teachers, obviously, because I'm an athlete, and which I loved the most. Now, did you play sports yourself?
Growing up, I did. I ran cross country and track and field during high school. I played some basketball outside of school. So, definitely did a lot of the sports, did Little League growing up. So absolutely.
And as you must be like the popular dude in that school, because like you're the young, cool PE teacher. You're not some old wizened teacher who's like, yeah, you have to do it this way, or everyone has to do push-ups. Like, what are you making them do right now? Tell me what PE is like in this day and age. I have no idea. Mark, let me just go off on this tangent because I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah, we do everything from, lacrosse to gymnastics. Like we're hitting all of those different things. We've done, wiffle ball, football, basketball. Like we try to give the kids exposure to all the activities and sports that may be available to them in high school.
Yeah.
So that, when they get to high school, eventually they may, have a passion or an interest. And then, of course, we're always working on, doing some fitness testing. So you got to do your push-ups a little bit, the sit-ups. But we try to make PE really fun, like a lot of, tag games just to get the kids up and active.
Can I admit something to you, Brandon? And you do not judge me for this, okay? So when I was in elementary school, and we would have like a game where you would stand against a wall and someone would try to hit you with one of those red rubber balls and you were out, right?
Yeah.
So you would,
yes.
Because I was a girl, I ended up in the principal's office or the vice principal's office because they said that I threw too hard. and I
Wow.
was too aggressive. So, Mark, this is just the beginning of my life as an aggressive young girl turning now into an aggressive old woman. And I said, well, isn't the whole point that you're supposed to throw it hard enough to hit them so they can't catch it? And they said, yes. Well, then what's the problem? They said, well, you seem to be aiming for someone's head. I said, I wasn't aiming for their head, but like the guy like came up and walked directly into the line of where I was firing for someone else. So anyway, Brandon, would you send me to the principal's office for being too aggressive, for trying to put these people out in a game that's the whole point of it?
I would not send you to the principal's office.
Thank you. Okay. So let's talk about your $80,000 PE teacher's salary for a second. Are you going to be entitled to a pension?
I will, yes.
I mean, I know you're young, but how long have you been in the system?
I've been in the system now 3.5 years, I think is the correct. Yeah, 3.5 years.
And do you think you're going to stick around? Like, is this something you're counting on?
Yeah, I do believe that teaching is my ultimate, passion and something that I really enjoy. So yes, I do envision myself staying in education for at least the long run.
Okay, great. And from the $80,000, besides the money that goes into the pension system, are you also making a contribution into some sort of deferred comp plan, like a 403B or a 457 plan?
I'm actually not. No, I've actually handled all of my, in terms of my investing, I've actually done that all on my own. And maybe that's something that I need to look into, but I don't have any plan set up through the school that I'm actually contributing to at the moment.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter because they don't give you matches anyway. So, so
Correct.
so you're not making any employer-based retirement contributions. What are you doing with that money?
I've honestly been investing a lot of it on my own on the side, and I do have some accounts that I have through Fidelity that I'm using for investing.
Like what? What kind of, like a regular old brokerage account?
Yeah, so I have a regular old brokerage account, and then I actually have and also a Roth IRA, and I also have my dad or my parents had set up for me an account that was custodial up until I turned 18 or whenever I was able to access that account. That's professionally managed. So that one I don't touch at all, but that one has done, really nice and well for me. So I'm in a very fortuitous position, frankly, because of that.
Okay. And no debt, right?
No debt. No.
Okay. So how much money do you have in the brokerage account?
Yeah. So I'll go through the professionally managed one first and then go down the line. So in the professionally managed, I actually have 582,000.
What?
So that one is, yeah.
Oh, you have a lot of money. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I know.
I already
crazy.
So
It's
Mark,
crazy.
you hear Mark laughing? So that's no longer
No,
a
I know.
custodial account. That's just money in your name, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That's
So
in the
now it's just
professional one.
but it's professionally managed.
Brandon, you single?
Yeah, I'm
I am.
getting you a date right now. Just when we get off the air, you'll tell us what you want, and then we'll make sure you find somebody. So
You got
it's the old custodial account, which is now just an individual account in your name, right?
Correct. Yes. But I do not touch that one at all.
Okay. And it's professionally managed by an investment advisor or Fidelity itself, like their service.
It's managed through an investment advisor, but yeah, through Fidelity.
Okay. And do you know how much you pay for that?
That's a great question. I actually should know that, but I actually don't off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Not a problem. I mean, it's a huge chunk of money. So that's great. And is it all stocks? Is it a mix? What is in there?
It has some ETFs and then it has some single stocks, but it's actually generally ETFs for the most part, but a few single stocks in there.
Okay, great. Any cash that's sitting in that account as well or not?
There is some, but it's relative to the total overall value of the account. It's pretty minuscule.
Okay. So the only thing I would say is let's just find out how much you're paying for that because it's fine.
Yep.
Okay. Next, tell us about the brokerage account, your own brokerage account that you're managing.
Yeah, so I've been contributing to this one for about 5 years, and so I've been putting this money in monthly, and I've had again some good investments in this one. So I have about 75,000 in this brokerage account that I've been building up over the last 5 years.
That's great. How much do you contribute to that every month?
I'm contributing about $1,200, so like $300 a week is kind of what I'm just kind of automatically putting through into that account.
Okay. And then you've got a Roth IRA. And what's in there?
I've got about 25,000 in there right now. I started that about 2 years ago, and I've just been maxing it out every, I think the last 2 years or 3 years, I've been maxing it out to full contribution.
Great. So this is all wonderful. Do you happen to know any of the details about the accounts that are offered through the school system for deferred comp? Specifically, what I'm interested in knowing is whether they have Roth versions of retirement accounts. Do you know that or not?
That's a great question. I don't believe that they have a Roth option. I know that when you said I think you said a 503B or
A
a 504,
403B or
403B.
457 plan would be the two
Yeah, I
different ones.
believe they have one. I believe they have one of those two through the school, but I did not see a Roth option through our
Okay.
school.
Then I'm not that interested. Mark, do you agree with that? That like if he's going to have, in other words, if it's a 403B and a 457, which are traditional versions, I'm not that interested. Are you?
No, if there's no Roth option, no, I don't really see a point.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Mark, did I forget to introduce you at the top of the show? Hey, that's Mark Talercio. I'm so sorry. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hello, Jill.
Hello. Okay,
better,
there we go.
Better late than never.
I was talking to you so much before we got on the air that I forgot to actually introduce you for the show. So I apologize for that. So what do we have to think about in terms of a near or intermediate term spend? Are you thinking like, do you need a new car? Do you need anything that would mean that we should pull the money, that cash out of that account? What do you think you need?
I mean, to be honest, no. I'm honestly pretty like not frugal, but I'm very particular about what I spend on. I actually don't spend a lot on myself. So that's the thing is like I'm trying to figure out with this savings account that I have through a big bank where I'm not getting a big interest rate at all. Like I'm not getting a lot of funds through it. Like I guess my question is, should I be kind of diverting more of that money into my brokerage? Should I be putting more of that into, I don't know, another type of an account, whether it's a robo advisor or do I just leave it there and just let it sit in cash?
What's the interest rate at the bank that you're using? I'm just curious.
I want to say it's like 0.03.
Yeah. So right now, of that 60, let's just think about this for a second. You don't spend a lot. You got cheap rent. What do you think you spend on a monthly basis? $3,000 a month?
I would say, yeah, $3,000 to $3,500 is generally where I'm at.
Okay. So what we first know is that you really only need about 40 grand. That's 1 year. But also, like, do you have tenure yet, or when does that kick in?
So at the school I work at, it's a little bit different because it's a charter school. So we don't actually have built-in tenure where I work at because it is a charter and it's within how it works within our school. So I would have to go either to work at a different school in the system or something like that. So I actually would not get tenure if I stayed where I'm currently at right now.
But you're not going to lose your job.
No. I mean, it would probably take something pretty substantial for that to occur.
Don't do that, whatever that substantial thing would be. So what do you think about this? You need, let's just say 20, 30. You need an operating amount in that cash account, right? So maybe it's 20 grand. Maybe you take another 20 grand and just for the heck of it and like buy a CD. And then the other 20 grand, I'd pop into the brokerage account. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I would do. In the brokerage account right now, is it all stocks?
It is majority ETFs. Yeah, like pretty much all it's majority ETFs. And then I do have a lot of single stocks because I really do like investing in singles, but I have majority of my account is in ETFs because that's going to insulate me from, market volatility. So.
Okay. So, I mean, not really if all your ETFs are tracking the market, but okay.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. You're young. It's fine. So you've got a fund money account basically in there also. Do you have any losers in that Fidelity brokerage account?
I have a couple, but they're, it's not anything substantial, just a few.
All right. So if you had 20 grand to put into, or 25 grand, just because we want to, err on the side of being a round number, you throw it into this account and you'll put it to work, and you don't have to buy single stocks with this, but you could put it to work and maybe just kind of, it's not a bad time. It's the middle of the year. You can say, hey, let me revisit my allocation. Let me see what's gone down, what's gone up, and get your allocation a little bit more well-rounded. And beyond that, I mean, look, do you think you'll want to purchase a home anytime soon in that hot Bay Area market?
Yeah, I think maybe in the next, I want to say maybe 5 to 7 years, that would be awesome to get some real estate and some equity in that. So that would be great. But I'm not, itching to do that right now, just with how everything is priced out here. It is really expensive and very hard to do so, honestly.
Okay. All right. This is great. So if you want to do that, you'll be able to do that because obviously you have almost $700,000 that's set aside and you'll be able to do that no problem. Do you have any siblings, or do you have parents who you think you might have to help out in general? I doubt it, since you have parents who created this custodial account, but just wanted to make sure we tick that box. Anyone you have to take care of right now?
Not at the moment, no, but I do have three younger siblings. So definitely just, I'll always just kind of keep tabs on them. And, I want to be a resource for them if they do, need help in any way.
Oh
or
my
shape or form.
God.
Oh, wait, do they have similar custodial accounts?
I know that one of my younger, I think they do. I don't know if it's, what the extent of it is. But yes, I do believe they have similar custodial accounts. Yes.
This is good. I think you're in great shape. I don't think there's much to worry about. What about you, Mark? What do you think?
No, there's nothing to worry about. You just like you said, every year going forward, max out your Roth IRA. See if you have a Roth option at work. If you don't, then I wouldn't. There's really no reason.
We're not sweating that. We're totally not sweating that. And the cool thing is for you is that you have a job where you're not paying a ton in taxes, so it does make having this this brokerage account really a wonderful option rather than using the 403B or the 457. The only reason we asked about that, Brandon, is because we wanted to see, is there a way for you to put away money in a Roth option of a 403B or a 457? Because by doing so, and again, it's not necessary, but this would allow you to put $23,000 away instead of your $7,000 in your Roth, or in addition to. But if it's not there, it's not there. So keep doing what you're doing. I feel like if you have any sort of inkling about a house, or something happens, or maybe the economy goes south and all of a sudden you're like, well, wait, I could buy a house in 3 years rather than 5 or 7 years. You let us know. That would be the only thing that we would want to dip into that managed account for.
And
Awesome.
As an alternative to your lousy savings account at your local bank, you could just use a money market fund within your Fidelity account. That's what I do.
Right. That's right. You can move some of that. And if you don't want to, sometimes these banks, they really do screw you. So you have to keep a certain amount of money to get free checking or whatever. But keep whatever you need in there. And then you can just move some of the money. If you said, I've got to keep 20 grand in the bank account, you can move 40 into the brokerage account and keep 20 in a money market there, just so you say, okay, at least I'm earning a decent rate. By the way, banks, this is why people are putting money into their brokerage accounts, because you stink. You stink about your crappy level of interest for these big accounts. Anything else for us, Brandon?
No, I just really appreciate, getting the opportunity to speak with you both. And again, appreciate, all the insight and info I've garnered from listening to the show, and just ton of respect for all the people that are, trying to, make it work in this economy and make it work in their daily lives. So.
You are so good. Mark, this is our promo episode. So excellent. We'll send this out to everybody and say, you can do this too, especially if you have rich parents. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. If you are young and you're starting out and you don't have $500,000 in a custodial account that's now your own, it's okay. In fact, if you kind of lopped off a zero of everything that Brandon had, that probably reflects many people. If you are questioning whether or not to use a retirement account through work versus a Roth, if you're trying to figure out how to put some of your cash to work and earn some more money, but not actually make it illiquid, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and fill out the form. And if you want to join us live, Mark will do everything else. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter while you are on the website, and check out our YouTube show. It's called Jill on Money, powered by The Compound. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer and king of all things web. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays. Try to put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. They're going to need it. Someone needs a little boost. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.